Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dino Plays Modded Minecraft. This is Dino. Thanks for joining me. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day and that you're ready and in the mood for some Minecraft, because I certainly am, and I've got a lot to go over today. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I wanted to do was kind of go over kind of an error on my part in the prior episode. I kind of started talking about running around, and I found the dimlets and kind of showed you where I crafted the first RF Tools machine and showed you some of the dimlets that I'd collected. And then I kind of talked about on the hunt for silverwood. That's sort of when I found those dimlets. And then I never really completed my sentence. I kind of got sidetracked, but I was kind of wanting to show journey map, if you remember, and I never did do that. So I wanted to show the map and kind of show you where I was kind of hunting for, gosh, I hope I can remember, where I was kind of on the hunt for silverwood trees. They're pretty hard to find. They're sort of in kind of those flowered tree biomes. And I don't remember the name of that biome necessarily. But you can see them on the map. They look like this. They're kind of the orchards, I guess. And if you look in here in these biomes, and there might be in other biomes as well, but in particular I know they're here. In some cases you'll find kind of a blue splotch, like right there, or maybe over there. It's kind of hard to tell with the water sort of on the map as well. But if you look in here, you'll see kind of what would be basically look kind of like a blue tree. And those are probably the silverwood trees. Let's see if there's one over here, because I thought the first one I found was sort of near my my zombie spawner. I'm kind of disoriented on the map, but I guess you get the idea though. So like right there, I think that's a tree right there. It's a little different looking than the water, and it's sort of amongst other trees, and it's kind of a blue spot. So I think that's a silverwood tree. I chopped the first one down that I found because I wanted to get some saplings, and I was able to get 2. Let's see. But the other ones that I found, I just kind of marked them in a waypoint so I can get to them again later until I figure out more about how to use Thaumcraft and stuff. I didn't want to chop down all these trees and then find them to be kind of a rare resource. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to show you. So anyway, while I was kind of on the hunt for, you can see I've here's our base right here, and I've obviously covered a lot of space in my travels. But in my hunt for silverwood trees, I came across quite a number of abandoned wizard towers, I guess you'd call them. And in there's traps and there's loot. And in the chests as loot, I found some dimlets in there as well. So that's how I kind of found all the dimlets that I have. I only got like 2 off of Enderman, so those are sort of rare drops. And then the rest I collected in these abandoned wizard towers. So yeah. So there. I completed my sentence from the previous episode. Anyway, so it looks like the sun's going to go down. And I wanted to show you the Thaumcraft Wizard's Tower that I've sort of built. And I'm calling it a tower. It's kind of a silly term, I know. It's kind of more like a mushroom, I guess. The Wizard's Mushroom. Anyway, right now I'm just calling it the Wizard's Tower. And it is what it is. But let me go ahead and sleep the night away, and then we can kind of come back and have a better look at it in the daylight. Nope, can't sleep yet. So yeah, so anyway, I was working on the build last time, as you can see, and I think I had kind of the foundation not completely done, but pretty well done, and I kind of outlined, stuck, kind of outlined the kind of the architecture, the design that I was kind of going for. And this is what I kind of wound up with, the Wizard's Mushroom. It's actually a pretty cool build. I'll show you in a second. Is it night yet? Come on. Set already, so we can get on. There we go. Awesome. So yeah, I'm okay with it, but I have to admit, I don't know that I like the yellow. So let's get a closer look here. Let me actually morph into a blaze. That way I can kind of fly up and show you a couple of things real quick. There we go. So it's actually not bad. The idea is not a bad one. So here's our lower floor using the sandstone textures that I kind of showed you before. And then I put these yellow lamp impossible objects, which I don't even know. They're from Extra Utilities, and I guess they're just a unique light source. I don't know. They maybe serve some other purpose, but they really work as a neat light source. So I put these around because they're kind of like hanging. They're not even attached to the roof. They're just like hanging in the air. See if I can go down so you can see it. See that? Isn't that cool? So they're just like floating there. So they really kind of fit this this wizard's concept, right? This wizard's tower concept that I'm going for here. And yeah, I really like that. I think it's a really cool accent. And then the overhang works pretty well. And then what I did, I have an invisible pressure plate here that doesn't make any noise. So it almost acts like as you're approaching the door, it just kind of magically opens. So kind of, again, it kind of gives you that wizardy effect. And then I've got this really cool textured ceiling, which actually is the floor up above. And then I've got this nice pattern, textured pattern down here, and these glowstone blocks for a really cool light source. And then to get up in there, I've got this elevator. So again, it's kind of like wizardry, you know, it's just kind of, you just teleport up one level and then you're inside. So kind of a cool concept, you know, nothing super spectacular, but I was just kind of going for that magical kind of feel to it. And then inside is this really cool dome sphere. I think I mentioned that in the previous episode. I don't quite remember, but that's sort of why it looks like a mushroom from the outside. And then it's got this yellow tint to it. So it's yellow stained glass from Tinker's Construct. It's a really nice block. So I kind of chose it. And for some reason, and this is the part I'm debating about right now, I chose to tint it yellow. And I'm not sure I like it. In fact, I'm so much not liking it, I'm probably going to change it. But I really would like your input on it. But let me just tell you my point of view. It took me a couple of days to build this, and the main reason why is that I was getting almost sick building this thing. I mean, I was getting nauseous to the stomach. And I think, and it's just weird because that doesn't happen very often. Sometimes it'll happen due to like some motion sickness, you know, that you might get in a 3D game like this, where it's so realistic and it really just covers your entire visuals, even your peripheral vision, to where you can just kind of get this vertigo effect or this, you just kind of feel sick to your stomach. But I wasn't, you know, and you can do that. You can get that feeling if you're moving really fast, like you're flying really fast or running on horseback really fast or something like that in the game. I've kind of experienced that a little bit then. But in this case, I wasn't doing any of that, but I was floating as I was building this dome and kind of floating back and forth, placing these blocks. And I used the building block. I can't remember which mod that's from, but I think it's Buildcraft or something, or Industrial Craft. Anyway, one of the major mods, I think. Anyway, I was using that block to kind of form the dome pattern, and so that I knew where to place the blocks. That's how come this turned out quite nicely, very symmetrical. But the frame that the building block creates is transparent, and it's really kind of hard on the eyes to see exactly which air block that transparency is on, so that you can place the block in the correct spot. Because as you can see, a lot of these blocks don't have any other blocks underneath it in order to place it against. So you kind of need to know exactly where they're at in order to place these blocks. They don't act like the angel block, if you're familiar with that. So anyway, so I think when I was doing that, that's when I kind of started feeling really sick. And I think it's because of the yellow. I mean, I could be totally crazy and mistaken about this, but I honestly think that it's kind of because of these yellow tint, because I'm kind of feeling yucky right now just looking through it. So anyway, I'm not sure I like the yellow, and I'm thinking I might change it to green. I'm wondering if green will match this texture. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to try it a bit and see. So what do you guys think? You know, is this pukey? Does this work? You know, I mean, is green maybe a better color, or is there maybe even a better color? I don't know, but I just don't know if I can live with this yellow. So I'm thinking of maybe changing it to green. Let me know what you think. So anyway, but this is kind of the end result for the most part. And I put some more of those stained glass impossible objects in here. In this case, I used cyan because I think it's a nice complementary color to this pukey yellow. I don't know if it'll match the green as nice. I might have to change those out too. And then I moved all of our Thaumcraft oriented stuffs in here, right? And got a good start. So I think there's going to be plenty of room in here for some other stuff, other Thaumcraft objects. If not, I will go up another level and move everything up. But then, so this is the shape, and then what I did up here in the ceiling, and I really like this, but I haven't been able to finish it yet, and I'll explain why. So I put the, instead of using these yellow stained glass, I put glowstone up here. So that way we sort of have a light source up here, a really cool accent, as well as a light source up here on the roof. So you can sort of see it from a distance, and it'll keep everything illuminated underneath here, which is really cool at night. And then these center blocks are just open right now. And the reason for that is because I wanted to put that ethereal glass in here, which is sort of a new block for me, but I've seen it in other YouTube videos, and it's pretty cool because with the ethereal block, players can pass through it, but nothing else can. And so I thought, it'd be kind of cool to put ethereal glass up here to finish this up and prevent the rain from falling right into my building, which it does. But to do that, it requires unstable ingots. Let's go ahead and open this up real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. Most of you are probably familiar with this, but it's new to me. Let's see, where is that? Here it is, ethereal glass. And yeah, it just takes glass, but it takes this unstable ingot. And to get the unstable ingot, you need to divide iron by a diamond. So you need a division signal, which I have, but it needs to be activated, and I've not done the activation ritual on it yet. So I don't have an activated division signal? I don't know. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, but I need to do that before I can get these unstable ingots, and then of course those are there's something associated with them. You got to use them real quick or they explode on you. Something like that. I don't remember completely, but anyway, I need to finish this to get an activated signal. And then we can get our ingots, and then with the ingots we can get the ethereal blocks, and then we can finish this up. But it's not finished right now because I don't have that. So anyway, so it's wide open to the sky. When it rains, it just comes right in here. Anyway, so what do you think? It actually looks pretty cool from the inside. I really do kind of like the concept anyways. Again, I'm not crazy about the yellow. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think. So let's go down because there was one more thing I wanted to show you, and that's this guy. So these are waypoint blocks, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with the waypoint mod, but it's a pretty neat little mod. There's not a whole lot to it, but basically you craft these waypoint blocks. Let's take a look at that real quick just so that you know. But they're not very expensive. They're just stone, 5 stones surrounding an ender pearl, so that's not expensive at all. And you get one of them. You do need 4, and then when you place the 4th one down, it sort of creates this platform, right? And with this platform, you can teleport. So when you stand on it and you right click, it shows you all of your waypoints. And right now, we've only got 2 waypoints. We're in the wizard tower right now, and we've got one to the power room. And if you click on power room and say go to, you are instantly portaled to our power room. And there is our waypoint block platform over here. So we were over in the wizard's tower over there. You can't see my hand. I'm slapping over there. But as a blaze, you can't see it. Anyway, so I like these travel anchors, right? And you can travel around anchors. So here's our anchor to our blacksmith hut. And here's our basement. And then we can go back to our power room. But we can't get to our wizard's tower. And the reason is because it's too far away. And I don't know what the block limit is, but I had one in there and I can't reach it from any of these existing ones. So I don't know if it's like 32 blocks, because I suspect that's probably farther than 32 blocks. But there's some block limitation that prevents me from reaching all the way over there. So I can't use our anchors. So I needed to use something else, and of course I can use our our book, right? Our ender book. I could do that. But I didn't want to use this for just local, base travel. That just kind of seems like a waste. So I wanted to use blocks like this that are more locally centered. And there's only a couple I can think of. The travel anchor's one, the telepads are another, and then of course the waypoint blocks as well is a third. And there might be some others, so if you know of others, let me know. But these work really nicely. I would ideally prefer to use these, but again, they don't reach all the way over to there. And the telepads I really can't use because of the bug. When you come back out of the telepad after teleporting from the telepad, your GUI interface gets screwed up. It's the wrong resolution. And it's a known bug. If you go to the forums, it's talked about a lot. I think, in fact, one person actually has fixed it, but they didn't repost the jar file for the mod. And I don't know, I don't have the tools on my workstation to compile the jar file. So until somebody else makes that fix available as a jar, I can't really use it. That's a bummer. But I mean, I understand why he didn't, because he doesn't own the code. But anyway, until it gets fixed, I can't really use it. So telepads are out. So that sort of leaves me with waypoints, which is totally fine. I mean, this is a perfectly working mod. It's just not maybe as graphically appealing as the others, maybe, but it's totally functional. And you can go any distance with this guy. I mean, I could have one of these set up 2,000 blocks that direction and right-click on here and teleport to it. So it's really a nice mod. So I just decided to plunk it down, and we'll use it. So I'm not going to replace our travel anchors because those work really well and they're really nice. But at least getting from the Wizard's Tower over to here, that solves it. So that's pretty cool. So what's next? So the next thing I wanted to show you was our auto spawner. Ta-da! Check it out. So I know I need to get to some more building, and we're still going to work on the Lord's Tower up there and all that kind of cool stuff, and I think I'm pretty much done with the with our Wizard's Tower over there. I think it's pretty much done, unless I have, like I said, unless I have to change the color out, which I probably am going to do. It's pretty much ready to go, and it's useful. So I think that's a good build, and we're pretty much done with that. Unless you guys have any suggestions or tweaks, which I'm more than happy to go back and entertain those, so let me know. But I sort of need to get to some more resources. In particular, I want a better way of killing Endermen and blazes. And to do that, I want to craft an auto spawner. And this is what I decided to do. I really wanted it near my base, but not completely in it. And this layout is, I've not really finished the complete layout of our base here. Our work area, our power room and such, and our crafting room. This is our crafting room. This is our power room over there, as well as upstairs. And, right now I'm kind of winging it a little bit without a whole lot of structure. I need to give that some more thought. But I did want it nearby, so I thought over here would be a good spot, because this is about as far as we can go before we punch through out of our hillock here. So anyway, so I thought this would be a good location. So this is what I've done. So I've gone ahead and put a nice texture inside the room to make it bright colored, so you can sort of see in there pretty well. And then I put a roof up here so we can sort of see down into the spawning room. And here is our auto spawner. So I just need to run power from our Tesseract here down there. And then also we're going to need some mob essence. And so that's the one thing I don't have right now. So I'm going to need to set up a grinder and start collecting some mob essence from our cow farm over there and our sheep farm, and start processing some of that over there to get some mob essence. And then once we have some, of course, as we kill Endermen and such, it'll give us more mob essence. And so then at that point, we'll be able to kind of have an auto-sustaining mob trap here. But anyway, so I still need to do that. So yeah, power and mob essence will come in here, and then I'll just put an Enderman. What's that called again? Oh, I can't remember. Um, what is that? I don't remember, but I'm kind of curious what it's called now. Um, so I believe we have one already, don't we? Oh, that's right, Safari Net. God, couldn't remember. So I've got King Slimes, so we can put that in there. They're supposed to provide a lot of mob essence as well as experience, so that's pretty exciting. And I grabbed one of those near near the zombie spawner. Remember, I think I talked about it in a previous episode, and if I didn't, I apologize. But there's the big giant redwood tree there, and then there's a body of water right next to the redwood tree, and there was a king slime in there. And I went over and I was able to capture him. That's actually appeared twice. The first one I just killed. That was really interesting because they have a lot of health, as you can see, 100. I didn't realize that, so I kind of feel like I got a bit lucky there. Of course, no, actually, I wasn't able to fly then because as a blaze, you can't get in the water. So um, I have two of them. Hmm. Wonder how that happened. I have three of them. Did I catch three? I don't remember. I must have. So there's a oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I remember now. There's a floating island right above. There's a floating slime island right above our zombie spawner, and I think I went up there a couple of times just to kind of kill some slimes and get some slime balls and stuff like that. And I think that's where I found a couple of king slimes up there, a second and third time. So, but I think I did it like 4 or 5 times because I know I killed one personally. So I must have captured these other ones at different points in time. So we've got those. That's really great because again, they're good experience, and I should be able to get a lot of mob essence from them. But I do have a safari net somewhere with an Enderman in it, and if I don't, I'll get one. But I believe I do. I don't remember where though. I've moved things around so much that I've forgotten where I've put things. Safari. No, these are all empty ones that I got off of loot. Okay, well I'll find it. But anyway, or I'll capture one. But I want to put Enderman in there, and because I want to get Ender pearls, and in particular, I really want to put wither skeletons in here, or skeletons in here, I should say. And this is the reason why. So, because once we get the skeletons in here, what I'm going to be doing, you'll notice I have passageways on both sides. I'm going to put grinders in here, so those will auto kill and pull out the mob essence, and then I'll store the mob essence in a tank. I still need to build the tank. I'll probably just go maybe below this guy, put the tank down there, and store all of our mob essence down there. But the grinders will be along here, probably, I don't remember how wide they go, if it's 3x3 or 5x5, so I'll probably need 2 or 3 here, same over here, and the same over here, and that should cover the entire room. So wherever they spawn and drop down, they'll be able to get killed, and then I can get the mob essence from them. But back here, and I need to dig back a little further, I want to put, yeah, I guess I won't be able to put grinders in here. I want to put witch's water back here behind some pistons, and with the push of a button, the pistons will drop and the water will flow. So then when the skeleton drop in here, they'll turn into wither skeletons, and then the grinders will kill them, and then hopefully I'll get their drops, right? Wither skeleton heads. And we're going to need that when I create our wither farm to run our wither farm with. So this is the first step in our wither farm. So I've seen it done before in another video. It was a different series. It's not a typical Minecraft series. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was one of the Hypercube series. But anyway, I saw it work there, and it works pretty well. So yeah, that's what we're going to do here. I still need to find out some more specifics, like how far the grinders work. But anyway, I think in concept this will work well. And I can change it up a little bit if the sizes aren't quite right. This is a 9x9 room right now, which I thought I needed. And I still think I do. If I find out differently, I'll change it a bit. But that's the idea here, guys. So, and then of course what I needed to do was I needed to get started with our witch water. And so I went on a hunt for mycelium, and I found some in a mushroom biome. And I actually found another wizard's tower in that biome as well. And it's actually not an abandoned one. So I saved it. I created a waypoint, and I'll take you guys on that adventure in the near future, and I'll show you that one and the chests that are in there that have the dimlets and such, since I didn't do that in my prior expedition. So I saved that for you guys. So, but I got mycelium and put them down here, and I put them inside here because, as you know, the mycelium spreads around grass and just, creates mycelium out of all the surrounding grass, and I didn't want it to spread, so I put it in this rocky location. But as you can see, the mushrooms are going crazy here. I've got mushrooms everywhere. But yeah, here's witch's water, and I'm putting it in this drum, and then I'm grabbing some more water and putting it in there, and just kind of going back and forth, creating a bunch of witch's water, and putting it in this drum. And I've got 132 buckets so far at 256, so I've been hard at work on that. Oh, pardon me a second, my phone's ringing. Okay, sorry about that. Just a solicitor. Anyway, so yeah, I've been really busy creating the witch's water. It's pretty quick, and I know there's a way to automate it, but I'm not expecting to need a whole lot of it, so I've just been kind of doing it manually while I've been running around doing other stuff. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention too that had a bit of a situation here before recording. You'll see these blocks here; those weren't there before. I like to regularly check on mod updates to kind of make sure that I'm running the latest versions that address any issues. And of course, there's a little bit of risk in doing that because a mod update might have a new bug or cause another issue when applied. And I'm usually pretty careful about that, and I've been pretty fortunate. But this last update, for some reason, the Forge microblocks has a bug in it. I don't know what else to say because when I came in the game, I was down in my basement and I tried to come over here and do some crafting or look something up, and it was empty. And then I realized it wasn't getting any power. I came over here to check, and everything was turned off. And what had happened was, if you remember, the cabling for the ME controller runs over here and connects to this guy and connects to all these guys, and it runs under this block right here. Well, these are microblocks, as you can see. They're not microblocks anymore, but they were microblocks, or covers, microblock covers, and all the pipes were gone. Every cable that was underneath the microblock just disappeared. So there's a bug in Forge microblocks, and so I had to kind of do some digging, tunneling down there, and replace the cabling and rehook everything up. And then I just kind of put regular blocks above it instead of these micro blocks. There's still a few. You can see these block covers here, so I still have a few around. But to fix it, I had to go to back to the original version of Forge microblocks that didn't have that bug. And then I started to replace everything, but then when I tried to put the micro blocks back down, they weren't working. See, I'll show you what I mean. They're not going flush to the top anymore. I don't think. Yeah, see, they're not. See, these are supposed to be. Anyway, let me put this back, and I'll show you what I mean. Hey, oh, I was gonna say, where'd you go? Why are you doing that? See what I mean? They're not placing right. I don't understand that. Okay. Yeah, see, it's really difficult. For some reason, it's not behaving right anymore. See, I had to put a block next to it just to get that to go down right. I don't know. It's just not behaving. So, yeah, these block covers here, the original ones that were there that didn't have cabling underneath them, they're still working fine. But if I try to put a new micro block down or new cover down, it won't go flush to the top. As you saw, it just won't. I can't. It's either me, but I've tried many different ways and different times, and I can't get it to do it. I'm sorry. So that's why those two look really weird. because I wanted to put a cover down. I didn't want those cables just to be wide open like this guy. But until they fix that, guys, I'm running the previous version. And actually, the previous version you'd think should work, right? Because I was able to place these down using that version. So I don't know, something changed and I can't figure it out. So we might have to live with this for a while until I can figure out a better way to do this. But those cables, I can't, they have to be connected to this particular block. So I don't know of a good way to hide them. If you guys have an ideas or know of a different way or a better way to do that, to cover those cables, please let me know. Um, I thought I had it figured out before, but now, anyway, it's different. So, okay, well, that's what I wanted to go over this episode before I go any further. And rather than just kind of go do a bunch of stuff and come back and show you it, I'm definitely going to include you guys in the next episode. We're either going to get started on the Lord's Tower up above, or I'll, I probably, I was going to say I guess I could, I might include you in the finishing touches of this guy before activating it. Maybe kind of build out the witch's water contraption back here, maybe with you. Anyway, I'm not just going to show you everything next time. I guess that, that's okay every couple episodes, to kind of go over some of the tedious work, but I don't want to do that in every episode. So just wanted you to know, I'm not just going to be show and tell every episode, just every now and then when it's going over more of the tedious stuff. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please consider giving it a like. I'd really appreciate that. And definitely leave your comments in the comment section below, because I respond to all comments, I promise. And I thank you for joining me. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.